Wonderful, so wonderful is your unfailing love. Your cross has spoken mercy over me, over me. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no heart could fully know how glorious, how beautiful you are. Beautiful one I love, beautiful one I adore, beautiful one my soul must sing. Powerful, so powerful, your glory fills the skies, your mighty works displayed for all to see, all to see. The beauty of your majesty awakes my heart to sing. How marvelous, how wonderful you are. Beautiful one I love, beautiful one I adore, beautiful one my soul must sing. Beautiful one I love, beautiful one I adore, beautiful one my soul must sing. You opened my eyes to your wonders anew. You captured my heart with its love. 'Cause nothing on earth is as beautiful as you. You opened my eyes to your wonders anew. You captured my heart with this love. 'Cause nothing on earth is as beautiful as you. Beautiful one I love, beautiful one I adore, beautiful one my soul must sing. Beautiful one I love, beautiful one I adore, beautiful one my soul must sing. Faithful love flowing down from the thorn-covered crown makes me whole, saves my soul, washes whiter than snow. Faithful love calms each fear, reaches down, dries each tear, holds my hand when I can't stand on my own. Faithful love, from above, came to earth to show the Father's love. And I'll never be the same, for I've seen faithful love face to face, and Jesus is his name. Faithful love is a friend just when hope seems to end. Welcome face, sweet embrace, tender touch filled with grace. Faithful love, endless power, living flame, Spirit's fire, burning bright in the night, guiding my way. Faithful love, from above, came to earth to show the Father's love. And I'll never be the same, for I've seen faithful love face to face.
Welcome back, everyone. Our study of Psalms brings us this week to Psalm 47. Psalm 47, a relatively short psalm, and I don't anticipate a terribly lengthy recording today. It's a fairly short, straightforward psalm. So what kind of stands out about it? Number one, as with many of the psalms that we've seen lately, there's no authorship specifically ascribed to it. Nothing here that would seem to give a specific indication as to the event, the occasion that may have prompted it to be written. I will note this from Brother Waycaster. He notes, following on the heels of a psalm that addressed the same theme, speaking of Psalm 46, obviously, it is highly possible that, like Psalm 46, it may have been written following that same victory. It is likely, therefore, that the psalm was written to celebrate Judah's deliverance from Sennacherib, and having made such an impression upon that nation, was then used on a regular basis to extol the greatness of their God. I agree with the last phrase there. It's written to extol the greatness of God. That much is rather clear. However, as we discussed last time, I don't want to go and rehash all the discussion around Psalm 46. I see zero reason for 46 or 47 to think they have anything whatsoever to do with the victory over Sennacherib. He goes on to note here, Rawlinson, another commentator, concludes, the events which have taken place, the great extension of God's kingdom by David's conquests, right? So he sees a different occasion here, although there's nothing specific to indicate either of them, are for the advantage of all and ought to be thankful for them. I'm more personally inclined to go with what the JPS commentator notes regarding the idea that this is, there's no specific occasion given here, but it's somewhat generic in nature and could be used on a number of different occasions. That being said, this one is noted specifically as a kingship psalm. I don't believe we've come across that term up to this point, and we've talked before about imprecatory psalms, penitential psalms. 47 is what's known as a kingship psalm because it specifically speaks of the Lord or God in his role as king. I just closed my Brother Waycaster volume. I wanted to reopen it because he notes the rather clear pattern that this one follows. So it starts out in verse 1. With an exhortation, right? So it's inviting the reader, the listener, to action. Verses 2 through 4 give an explanation for it, right? So why is it that you should do this thing that you're being exhorted to do? Well, let me tell you. And then in verses 5 through 7, there's another exhortation, right? And both of these exhortations are in the vein of worshiping God. And then there's another explanation, verses 8 through 9. Yet again, why should I do this thing that I'm being exhorted to do? Well, let me tell you. So you've got these kind of two back-to-back. You have an exhortation to worship and then an explanation for why it should be. Then you have a second round. You have another exhortation to worship and then an explanation for why. So again, rather straightforward psalm, with that one exception I noted about the specific verbiage about God being king. Aside from that, it's what I would consider fairly typical fare for most psalms. Oh, clap your hands, all ye people! Shout unto God with the voice of triumph. Again, hearkening back to the same notion we saw in 46 that the occasion for this is some kind of a victory, some kind of a deliverance on God's part of his people. And Sennacherib, who knows? Any number of things could fit. For the Lord Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. You may have a more modern version that uses a word other than terrible. I guess in modern English we would say terrible indicates something that's bad, something that's hideous. Of course, in the King James, the Lord Most High is terrible. He's someone who strikes terror into the fear of those who would oppose him. He's a great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us, the nations under our feet. He shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob, whom he loved. Selah. And then you have that Selah, that word we've noted before, which indicates a pause. God has gone up with a shout, the Lord with the sound of a trumpet. Okay, so, again, give praise to God because he is great. He is worthy of it. Sing praises to God. Sing praises. Sing praises unto our King. Sing praises. Right? So this redundant exhortation. Why? Why should we sing praises to the King? For God is the King of all the earth. Sing ye praises. Note this one in particular. It's a thought that we also find in the New Testament. Sing ye praises with understanding. Right? So, yes, you're being exhorted to sing, to praise the King of all the earth. But on the other hand, don't do it just because. Do it because you understand something. Do it because you know something about his nature that warrants this kind of praise. Verse 8 and following, God reigneth over the heathen, right? So over the entire world, right? Not just his people, but over all the earth. God sitteth upon the throne of his holiness. Again, holiness, the idea of being set apart, being different. Right? There is no thing like unto God. He sits upon a throne, and it is unique, right? No earthly king can compare. The princes of the people are gathered together, even the people of the God of Abraham, for the shields of the earth belong to God. Again, all of them, the entire earth. He is greatly exalted. So, if you find yourself looking for a particular psalm having to do with this idea of exhortation to praise, to worship, to recognize and magnify God's greatness, Psalm 47 may very well fit the bill for that. Again, a kingship psalm, believed by many to be tied to the same occasion that prompted the 46th psalm. Again, not sure there's necessarily a great reason to think that, but it's traditionally that's the understanding for this particular psalm. And then also this pattern that we noted, this 2 rounds of first an exhortation and then an explanation for why it's being made. And that is Psalm 47. Lord willing, we shall continue on next time with Psalm 48. As I always say, thank you very much for your kind attention today.
Over all the earth you reign on high, every mountain stream, every sunset sky. But my one request, Lord, my only aim, is that you reign in me again. Lord, reign in me, reign in your power, over all my dreams. In my darkest hour, you are the Lord of all I am. So won't you reign in me again? Over every thought, over every word, may my life reflect the beauty of my Lord. 'Cause you mean more to me than any earthly thing. So won't you reign in me again? Lord, reign in me, reign in your power, over all my dreams. In my darkest hour, you are the Lord of all I am. So won't you reign in me again? Lord, reign in me, reign in your power, over all my dreams. In my darkest hour, you are the Lord of all I am. So won't you reign in me again? You are the Lord of all I am. So won't you reign in me?